remember that first line down there. That's just mean the existing network that was there in 2021. That's not too long ago. And in September 2021, they had change in government. Simply because the president who was there changed the constitution. He wanted to be there for another third term. And he was put out by the army, plain and simple. And that's Guinea, for those who doesn't know it. It's the only few countries that have four regions. Lower Guinea, on the coast, on the Atlantic coast. Upper Guinea is all mountain, beautiful side. Same climate like Switzerland almost. And you have all things that grow in Europe or United States grow down there. We are the biggest supplier of potato in the region. And especially, I would say like Idaho almost. Upper Guinea, that's like a Sahel type. It's a mix of a mountain, savanna, beautiful countryside, and finally the forest area. When they say forest, it's a real forest. It's jungle, like they say, it's jungle up there, but a lot of resources in all kind of iron, gold, diamond, name it. Now, the country also, but remember that year 2020, I told you about. These are the dams that are completed. We have 75, that's the smallest one, called Garafini, that's the first one. And then the second one is Kaleta, 240, and Swapeti, 450 megawatts. Amaria is under construction, 300 megawatts. Guinea, we have a lot of water. God gave us that as a nation. I don't know if it's during the formation of Earth that happened. We have a mountain that block all those pressure coming out of United States and Europe, and that creates some disturbance and it continues raining all the time. During the rainy season, we have up to 4 meter, not centimeter, 4 meter rain that fell all the time. A lot of them are retained by those mountains, and the aquifer has more water than the river surface on it. Although Guinea is known as the source of all the water of West Africa, all the major rivers, whether it's in Niger, whether it's in Senegal, Gambia, some big rivers, not including those rivers locally, got their source from Guinea. So we have a potential of generating, using only a few of those, something like that has been identified by a study of USAID. And I did some study on it too, up to 6,500 megawatts can be developed down there very quickly. So this was validated to both sides. And when we came, that's all they had as network. As you can see, that's the irony. That's the only thing they have. 110 to Mamu, to another 20 kV, and 225 with 2 dams coming with this supply. And a small little line, 220 to all the rest of the country was independent producers. They had a generator of their own. And from there, when we took over, we complete with our partner, other country, this line that then to connect all 4 countries together, 225 kV. And on the northern side, we have this line built conjointly about 225 kV. Those are the lines, and these are the different substations throughout all the regions. And we launched this project. They call it in the French dorsal, we call it backbone. We built the backbone exactly as the country is depicted. That covered almost the entire nation, not including the network that was already available then. Now, this is where we are. I'll show you 2 regions. 225 double term, which means 2 circuits, can carry up to 800 meg. This was existing 110 I showed you earlier, of the Mamo here. All these projects are right now under work. In 2022, more than half of the country will have a complete coverage with a high line transmission, so we won't need any more of those generators that was hanging. This is just a high voltage double. Underneath these, what I cannot show are the medium voltage that go from city to city, and the low voltage that distributed go to the customer premises. And each of these lines we built, we put also the fiber optic multi-gigabit, multi-line gigabit line on each of these lines. Here, from Conakry, that's a capital, we have a double gateway here that links us to overseas internet data. And power generation, as the power generation go, I've already pointed them to you. We're launching also on hydrocarbon side. We're looking for gas intensively. And once that is hit, we'd like to quickly develop a 700 line to feed, to be connected to the other countries. Why 700? Because we would need that, the fact that we already have 6,000 megawatts. If we build another 2,000, we would be in the 3,000 megawatts. Why we need all that power? For two reasons. We're going to have an African, West African pool. Two, we are number one of the, we detain 1/3 of bauxite. And who say bauxite energy? A lot of them. In a sense, when you take a bauxite, just to transform it in alumina, take a lot of energy and salt and cotton and sodium caustic and soda. And also, when you want to transform it into alumina, it's pure electrolysis, and that means just water and electricity. So all that production here in the future to increase our production capability to 2, 3, 1, or 4,000 megawatts. And that's our goal. So for investors who want to come to the country, we still have, in addition to what you see, we're looking for funding or somebody, we're going to have a tender, that's for sure, for this line, because a lot of mining towns are located in here, although they get a lot of their mine on this side of the country. And we want to build this 225 kV also, that will meet the first one you saw going up there. And when all of that is done, this is what we're going to have. One of the slides is missing. This is what you're going to have. You're going to have then that's superimposed going all the way down there. One slide is missing, he didn't put it in, unfortunately, he doesn't show the entire, but it doesn't matter. It's at the end, huh? Okay. Okay, when it's all showing, these how the network will look like. One thing I have to say here before I continue is that all these contracts already been awarded, and they will be completed in March 2023. That's not too far. All these networks coming to the capital here is already done, and we have also the OMBG that goes to Senegal, Gambia, and so on connected. We've already will be connected to 5 because these 225 double circuit already done to Ivory Coast, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. So we will have the connection to all the country. And all the power we will produce, we cannot use, can be sold to those countries. Because development is a little bit above us, they're ahead of us in development. We will catch up very soon. But that will allow us to be really the powerhouse of West Africa. And the study I told you earlier, Nigeria was placed number 1, and we were number 2 because of our hydro capacity and the fact that we also have the capability of generating, finding gas or oil in offshore to produce more capacity. But what's our focus right now is in new energy. I'm taking you back because, as you can see, when you look, one of those lines is the 225 I told you about it. And along all those lines, those are the villages and cities that will be provided with a medium voltage that is underway. All that will be completed this year. So basically, from distributed independent producer, we now have a country that is fully integrated in one major network with a production capability that is enough and that we plan to increase for not only developing our mining sector, but also our agriculture sector. Because I mentioned that we have a lot of rain over there, and that means our aquifer is full of water. We can produce 2, 3, 4 times a year. And the fact we have internet over there on top, that's really modernized. We would catch up very quickly with emerging country, why not developing country. And that will enhance the small, and encourage the Guinea to be involved in the development of light industry, small industry, every sector you can imagine. In the field of energy, we have a program of 400 megawatts. We launched in addition to what we have. And again, Guinea, we have a lot of sun, as you can see. Solar irradiation is from 4.8 kilowatt hour per meter square to 5.5 kilowatt hour per meter square. That's gorgeous. So that allowed us, we had launched a program called 400. As you remember at the beginning, I told you we have 4 different regions. We want to put at each region 100 meg to be interconnected to our grid. And that 100 meg would be not giving, but we would select some of the best Guineans who have experience in the field to manage 1 meg each. If it's 20 meg, 20 people to manage it. And the goal of that is to have a medium class Guineans that would go in other fields like agriculture to jumpstart them. So we need a partner to follow us, to help us in this area. And that's all. What I just said, that's what was on this slide. And those are the 4 regions that will benefit from these 100 each. That's in addition to our existing hydro production, and also in addition to other production in the aeolian sector. The hope is that Guinea in 2024 will be really the powerhouse of the sub-region, West Africa, and Guinea would be in every sector, if name will be repeated. I would like to thank you, and but before I go, a couple other items slide I want to show. It's in the solar energy sector. We're looking for a partner. 25 that is available. These 225 going to the mining sector, and also the 225 coming down to complete the loop. That's going to be on the market for those who are interested in bidding. They are a very good project, and we'd like to complete them by 2023 or early 2024. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Yes, the feasibility for all of them are done.
All right. And whom do we contact for that? Because that needs to be evaluated.
We'll be glad to provide you that. You can contact Mr. Barrett.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll just hand over my business card after this session as well. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions from the audience?
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le ministre, pour cette belle présentation. Moi, je parle français. Donc, merci beaucoup. Donc, je voudrais un peu que vous vous présentiez sur les projets hydroélectriques dans le cadre de l'OMVG ou de l'OMVS, notamment en termes d'aménagement hydro-agricole.
Ok. Je vais répondre en français.
Oui.
En anglais.
Comme vous voulez, en anglais.
Okay, his question is, he speaks French. Maybe I will explain him on the sideline. He's from Senegal, my next door neighbor. He said, all those dams I showed up there are there because we have some of them that are not shown here because we have more resources. We don't with other countries. That's true. But those dams, I didn't show them because they own jointly with a group called OMVS, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Mali, so on. And why we do that? The source of the river is from Guinea. If we do it by ourselves, they won't have no more river going downstream like it should be. It would be like Ethiopia and Egypt right now, right? So to prevent that, we associate all those neighboring countries, and that's creating more peace than ever to share not only the power we generate from those rivers, but also to develop our agricultural sector. And that organization is very strict on the environmental rule. And it's been fantastic. And the profit is shared jointly. And when they do dam in their country, we share the power and all. But basically, that's what his question was. And we have another one called OMVG. That's Gambia River. But we haven't built that yet. Those are projects I can talk to you about also here. We have, for instance, in that framework, the first one, OMVS, we have that on the table now for anybody who having information on that. Because I'm in charge of developing that for the 4 countries. It's a 400 megawatts dam that is available, and the guarantee is given by all. It's almost 4 countries that we give a guarantee. That's like almost guaranteed to get the funding. So those who develop who do construction, project development, they're welcome to join us if they want more detail on that. And we, on the other side, we have another 200 megawatts. That was not presented to you here, but I better talk about it because we need the funding for that. And both of them have a feasibility study already done. So if the gentleman who asked me the question, we will be glad to give you that information also. Thank you. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Je vais parler aussi en français parce qu'en Guinée on parle français. Je suis Bruno Kapanji, responsable du projet Grand Inga.
Projet
Grand Inga en République démocratique du Congo.
Ouais.
Et dans le cadre de la création du marché électrique africain, qui passe par les interconnexions de pôles énergétiques, il y a des accords qui ont été signés, notamment entre le pôle énergétique de l'Afrique centrale, qui a comme base le projet Grand Inga, et aussi le potentiel camerounais et le potentiel de la Guinée. L'accord existe entre les deux pôles. Je voudrais savoir, au jour d'aujourd'hui, quelle est la place que vous donnez dans ce projet des interconnexions entre la Guinée et la République démocratique du Congo. Ça, c'est une première question. La deuxième, c'est plutôt une suggestion ou une demande. Vers les années 90 jusqu'à récent 2020, il y a eu beaucoup d'échanges entre les autorités guinéennes et les autorités congolaises au niveau ministériel. J'ai eu à recevoir 2 fois, j'étais ministre de l'énergie, à recevoir 2 fois le ministre de l'énergie de Guinée pour parler de ce projet. Aujourd'hui, quelle place vous donnez à ce projet? Et je suggère que ces rencontres reprennent le plus rapidement possible. Merci.
Je peux répondre en français ou en anglais? En français, d'accord. Donc, effectivement, la Guinée est à l'image du Congo. Les deux pays se ressemblent plus ou moins. Nous avons tous des matières premières plus qu'on peut l'utiliser suffisamment pour rendre le pays riche. Et Dieu nous a donné suffisamment d'eau dans les deux régions. Vous avez construit le barrage Inga, c'est ça, non? Qui est un grand barrage qui a été fait il y a des années de cela. Et la potentialité de la Guinée sur le concours est de l'ordre de presque 2000 MW. Tout n'est pas encore en place. Mais quand tout sera en place, il était dit que les deux pays allaient avoir un réseau interconnecté pour desservir les autres pays africains. Mais ces derniers temps, je ne sais pas, je n'ai pas suivi dans ce sens que je n'étais pas responsable à l'époque de l'évolution de ce dossier, mais il serait très bien de le soulever non seulement au niveau de la sous-région, mais au niveau africain. Parce que c'est très important que les deux pays puissent avoir une ligne 750 par exemple qui pourra desservir de gauche à droite les autres pays qui n'ont pas d'électricité. Et n'oublie pas, il y a beaucoup de pays sahéliens aujourd'hui qui n'ont pas d'électricité. L'unique chose qu'ils ont, je vais dire, c'est le solaire. Et là, ils peuvent exporter ça également sur le même réseau, ce qui permettra à toute l'Afrique de se développer dans ce sens. Maintenant, ce que nous faisons au niveau de la Guinée, comme vous le constatez, c'était à l'image de l'agrément qu'on avait avec vous. Mais cela n'inclut pas la Guinée de développer ou desservir sa population. C'est pourquoi je vous ai montré en 2021 le réseau tel que ça se présentait. Et en 2023, 22, comme vers la fin de l'année, comment le changement a dû se passer en un an. Et là, c'est dû à plusieurs facteurs. C'est la volonté du gouvernement de mettre les hommes capables pour le faire. chance que nous avons eue. Nous sommes une militaire très bien éclairée qui nous ont au moins donné la chance pour vraiment démontrer de quoi nous pouvons faire, de quoi nous pouvons faire pour le pays. Et les résultats sont là. Et d'ici la fin de l'année, au début de l'année prochaine, presque tout le pays sera électrifié et on pourra aussi maintenant rêver à le revendre dans les pays limitrophes. Donc, ce que je souhaiterais, c'est de prendre tes coordonnées pour qu'on continue notre discussion à faire pour voir à l'avenir comment nous pouvons inclure et l'Afrique de l'Ouest et l'Afrique centrale. Ça serait la meilleure solution de tout le monde. J'ai écouté mon ami ghanéen qui était dans la salle. Il parlait de la même chose. Il est en train d'augmenter sa production. Donc, on aura suffisamment d'énergie que le coût va baisser. Et ce qui permettra à l'Afrique de se développer. Merci.
I know it's another question, but I've got 3 sort of warnings to cut the session. Minister, there's a lady over there that, will you please talk to the minister after this, please? And can I just say, you're amazing. Working with your neighbors, the way that you have explained this is amazing. We don't see it a lot in countries, and the willingness to have a regional approach and sharing what you have. So well done, Minister. And we thank you for joining us. Apologies that I have to cut it, but I get instructions.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to the young lady when my way up.
Thank you, Minister.